Welcome to the Winnie Podcast. This show is focused on empowering ranchers. Whether you're a seasoned rancher or just getting started, we'll guide you on how to use the infinite banking concept as an alternative way to finance your operations. It's a better way to think about money. Join us as we discuss planning for the future, attracting the next generation, and the art of keeping more money within the family. Here's your hosts, Winnie and Lacey.
Welcome in. I am happy to be here because this is a question I get a ton. Winnie, why does it feel like I'm making double payments? One for the premium and one for loan repayments. Double payments, right? So you're totally not alone to ask this question, and you probably had this question but didn't know how to articulate it. And that's totally normal, but it's also the start in an opportunity for a huge mindset shift. When you're starting to think through this, it does feel like money is leaving you twice, once for the premium and once for repaying your policy loan. And really what it is that it's money actually working two jobs, one for now and one for the future. So this conversation that I'm going to have with you today isn't about numbers. It's actually a cash flow conversation where your money flows and in what order changes the results you get over the course of your entire lifetime. So let me just say that again. Where your money flows and in what order changes the results you get over the entire course of your lifetime. And once you begin to see this clearly, the whole double payment thing that you have in your head, it's not even a thing anymore. And yes, if you're actually on the podcast today, you can just check out the visuals actually on YouTube. I really highly encourage you, if you can, hop onto YouTube so you can see the visuals that go along with this, especially if you're an audio visual learner. It'll probably help you to really cement this and have it click for you even more. So when someone asks you what you're doing with your money and you can't quite explain it, you start to really question and ask yourself, oh my gosh, am I actually doing the right thing here with IBC? So I want to level with you here. There has been times, even for me, when I'm walking through this whole double payment question. And it's tough because you're trying to bridge the gap between someone's older way of thinking and then shift them into a new way of thinking about it. And that the way that you're thinking about it, the old way of thinking is already unconscious. It's really locked in there. And it's really deflating when you're really excited about something new and you're excited about sharing this in a conversation when it comes up with someone you really care about and you can't quite explain it yet. It's truly easy to doubt yourself, right? That you might start really thinking like, oh gosh, did I do something wrong here? And the truth is, even for someone like myself, who I'm doing this day in and day out, we're all still learning. I'm always learning how to share it better. And going through this whole exercising of being able to share this with you today really helped me a lot as well. So I understand it conceptually, but being able to get it to the point where you can utter it is a whole other ball of wax, right? So of course, if you can't explain it, it always feels awkward. So I want to use this analogy. Think of it like this. When you first fall in love with a new song, at the beginning, you don't know all the words. But because you love the song, you just keep listening to it. And eventually it really clicks. You all of a sudden can just sing along confidently. And it's kind of the same thing here. You're not doing anything wrong. You're just building something that works for you, not for someone else. It's a system that you own, that you get to create the rules, you get to create your own results. So the next time the thought of double payments really starts to creep in your mind, I invite you to flip the script, swap it out for, hey, my money's actually doing double purpose, right? Ask yourself, how is this dollar helping me now? And how is it going to help me in the future? If it's doing both, doing two things at once in a better way, you're exactly where you need to be. So let's slow it down, back it up a little bit. When you hear premium payment and then you hear policy loan repayment, I totally get it. It's easy to think something has it's really easy to think, okay, yeah, something fundamentally has changed a lot, my cash flow here. But it really hasn't. The flow hasn't actually really changed, just the order, right? Just where you store your money before you spend it. let's just take a look for a moment what we're used to, right? Most people just default to the bank because our system is really designed that way, right? And it just means that we've defaulted to their rules and their terms and conditions. So if you had a line of credit from a bank, you'd never take money from it and not repay it, right? Of course not. The bank has rules and they control your repayment terms. And usually those rules aren't designed to make you wealthier. With infinite banking, the mindset is you own the line of credit. And yes, that means one extra step of your cash flow. You store your money in your system before you spend it. It's like moving from a rental to a home you own. Suddenly the equity is yours to use, right? So again, this is a moment where people sometimes throw their hands up. Again, where, gosh, I have to pay my premium and then I have to pay myself back. And then all these alarms go off. And if you're my client, then you develop client amnesia. And then you have this lack of clarity. And then you experience this financial stress. And again, once you start to understand the why, the whole picture really just begins to change and you don't feel that way anymore. But let's just acknowledge how it feels, right? Because I don't want you to think that I don't understand, because I do, right? But I do want to pause here and reset your thinking. Like I do understand, but I also want to reset the thinking. You're not sending two payments out into the void. You're directing money with purpose. And yes, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is where the visuals start making a lot more sense. If you like seeing concepts visually, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the next one that I do in this style. All right. Think of it like a turtle with a vault on its back. Slow, steady, secure. Money flows into that vault first, then to wherever you need it to go. So that extra step is what changes that outcome for you over a period of time. So when you're under someone else's repayment terms, it does. It feels restrictive, almost like you're being handcuffed to their schedule. You're totally not in charge. And that's the exact opposite of what we want to feel, right? So again, I do understand that feeling that when bills pile up and it's like someone's throwing a surprise party on your kitchen table and you totally weren't invited to it. And that's totally the stress talking. And when stress shows up, it drags you into short-term thinking mentality, survival mentality. You can't even dream. You can't even plan. You're just trying to survive, right? Now, don't you want to flip that picture, right? So instead of feeling weighed down, just imagine yourself standing taller, smiling, and knowing your policy isn't a burden at all. It's actually your warehouse of wealth. Every policy loan repayment you make is like stocking the shelves of your own warehouse. It's no different in farming or ranching or whatever. You don't grumble about filling the barn or topping off the grain bins. You know it's going to feed you later. Same with your policy. It's not draining you. It's fueling your future, right? So that's the mindset shift infinite banking can create. It can move you from feeling handcuffed by someone else's term to being in control of the actual flow. So again, I invite you, when you're catching yourself thinking, wait, is this a double payment? Just laugh it off and just tell your stress gremlin to just go away, right? The truth is, again, this is double purpose. And that purpose is what keeps your warehouse full and keeps you free. It keeps you free, right? So it's a completely different experience once you decide how you're going to think about it. So again, if you can't tell already, I'm really super advocating for you to go from feeling a sense of loss to being in empowerment. So when you implement IBC, you're practicing what it is like to own the line of credit so that you can own your own repayment terms, right? You've got to be a slave to someone. Why be a slave to the bank? Be a slave to yourself, right? Hopefully you're so much nicer to yourself than the bank is, but you decide the pace, you decide the structure, and here's the kicker. It's totally way more profitable to do so. And you must control your own cash flow. So again, I'd like to say that IBC is for everyone because that's my bias talking. But the truth is, IBC isn't for everybody, especially if you honestly, truly believe that you have no ability to control and no desire to control and will not control your own, manage your cash flow, this isn't for you. This has to be managed, right? Even especially your thinking. So just thought I'd throw that in there. All right. So again, if you choose to see your premium as an expense, that is totally 100% your call, because I cannot control how you think. But within infinite banking, the mindset shift is this: your premium isn't a bill. It's a deposit into your own system. And from that point forward, every dollar you put in can work harder for you, go further, and can be reused again and again. So think of it like this: treating your premium as an expense is like filling up someone else's gas tank, and then you're wondering why your car won't go anywhere. And when you repay a policy loan, that's just you refueling your own tank again, right? Keeping your own money in motion and building momentum that benefits you and not someone else. So when it comes right down to it, freedom means different things to different people. But when it comes to money, it really comes down to having money when you need it. Having money when you need it is freedom with money. So it's not tied to certain conditions, not waiting on approval from a lender, just knowing you actually have the choice. That is freedom. And here's the kicker: maintaining that freedom for an entire lifetime doesn't happen by accident. It does not happen by accident. It's built through habits, through the way you manage your cash flow. Money is always moving, and the real question is who is in control of the flow. So money is always moving. The only real question is who's in control of the flow. And that is what infinite banking is about: shifting that flow away from the lenders and back to you. And over time, especially in stressful financial moment, that shift really makes all the difference. More magic that I'd like to share is just like a chicken that keeps laying. The more you use your system, the stronger it gets. You're building a financial muscle. And no, you don't have to do it perfectly. Nobody collects every egg right on time. You just have to keep feeding your eggs, keep feeding your chickens to get the eggs. So now here's more of a paradigm shift that I hopefully kicks in for you. Again, this isn't about double payments. It's about double purpose. You're not making two payments. You're making one decision that does two things. On one hand, yes, the premium goes in. And on the other hand, your repayment actually fuels your own system. So that's your money working twice, not leaving twice. And over time, those little eggs just add up to a whole warehouse of a lot of eggs, or a whole lot of wealth, right? So the next time you catch yourself thinking again, wait, is this a double payment? Remind yourself, no, this is how I'm buying freedom, $1 at a time. And premium equals same dollars, 2 jobs. Repaying myself means I'm refueling to have freedom of choice. All right, bringing this home. We started off this session today with the nagging question. Why does it feel like I'm making double payments? Now that we've unpacked this, it's really all in how you think about it. If you see it as a double payment, it's gonna feel heavy. But if you choose to see it as a double purpose, that's where the momentum builds for you. That's where infinite banking can empower you. So there are moments where it can feel like a double payment, especially when cash flow is tight, right? So in those moments, please remind yourself, you own your own system. You get to set the terms. You have the choice to slow down or pause your payments if you need to, right? The key is always circle back, make those repayments when you can, because that's what's going to keep your system strong, healthy, and ready to serve you again. And that is what's going to turn stress into strategy and payments into purpose. Every premium you pay, every repayment you make is fueling your own system. And that's your money working for you, building momentum for today and tomorrow. This is truly how wealth is built. This is how legacy is created. And this is how you can truly become your own banker, not in one giant leap, but one decision at a time. All right, time to get ready. Time to get ready so that we can keep growing together. Remember, when you feel stuck in double payments, step into double purpose instead. Every transaction you run through your system builds momentum. It's like working out. Each rep builds strength. Stop too soon and you lose momentum. Stick with it. You can gain financial muscle that lasts. All right? We just went from confusion to clarity. And listen to this again when you need it. Share this with a friend who needs to hear it. And again, if you're on the podcast today, just pop over to YouTube so you can see these visuals in action. Until next time, be intentional. Keep your cash flowing. Let me say it again. Until next time, be intentional. Keep your cash flowing with purpose and keep building your system. You got this.
So glad you leaned in with us on the Winnie podcast. We truly hope you're feeling more informed and empowered to take another step towards optimizing your financial life. Right now, make sure you hit subscribe so you can keep growing and learning with us. Until next time, we wish you prosperity in every area of your life.